This is the IMAX of golf studios, and this is now our YouTube studio for all of our reviews, all of that stuff we're gonna do in here.
We're gonna tell you why we needed a new YouTube studio, what are the costs associated with this YouTube studio, what we put in it, what kind of equipment's in here, and what makes it the best YouTube studio.
Let's go, Ric Flair style. Woo! God, that was really hard. Sorry about that.
Let's see what a little 8-iron can do here. Oh, just a shank.
Shank slinger. Here we are in the bunker. Trevor, tell me some of the things that we did when we were designing this, but then also some of the things that we wish we would have done differently.
Well, we designed it awesome, first off.
Yeah.
It's very soundproof. We did our awesome logoing over here, and then we each had our full box of 9 full bags that are fitted to us. And I thought that would be really cool in our YouTube studio, where when we're demoing all the brands, we have our fully fitted clubs here physically. Yeah. We did the Foresight above head Falcon, which I thought would be a little cleaner and tidier. It's just not big enough.
Yeah.
Once we put the boxes in here and got them in, I realized we got a problem. And it's just not big enough.
Yeah,
and
we
this
realized
wall
it
was
early
structural.
on.
The ceiling was structural.
We tried to make it change.
Yeah, and it's not deep enough. For now, we have totally pivoted, and now this is like one of our teaching studios that some of our teachers come in and teach lessons in, and backup fitting. So this is basically a teaching bay and a backup fitting bay when we are booked up. There's 2 other problems with this room. One is the Falcon, which I'll get into in a minute when we're showing you everything in the other studio. And the other problem is this place is just full of clients all the time.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. We needed something probably a little more off-site, so when we're filming, we can just sort of hammer out videos.
We dialed in.
So this is the Sim in a Box by Foresight Sports. This is their actual impact bay and their impact frame. Does really good, which we'll get into in a second. I don't know if their projectors are bright enough for all of our camera lights. That was an issue, is our camera lights will wash out this projector. So that's one problem. And then it just is a little wrinkly.
It's not like, quite as tight as we want.
And so we found some solutions that are gonna improve that, which we'll show you here in a minute. This we originally designed as like a bench. So we're gonna put foam here. This was gonna be a bench, but it's just like too snug. Don't you think when you're hitting Tate, it just feels like people are just right on top of you?
For a right-handed hitter, the driver's swinging up, like I'd hit Alex.
Yeah, like the camera's like right here.
So it just gets kind of claustrophobic when you're swinging the big stick.
What do you think when you're filming? It just feels a little.
There's nowhere for me to stand.
There's nowhere for you to stand, yeah. So it's a problem.
Yeah, when it's just one guy in here or a guy and a coach, it's perfect. It's totally fine. But when you got 3 or 4 guys, 3 cameras, 2 boom lights, I don't even know if that's a thing, but yeah, lights on a tripod.
Boom mics.
Boom mics, that's it, this little guy. It just starts feeling tight. And one other thing is it gets crazy hot in here. You get a couple of sweaty guys like me and Trevor hitting balls. That sounds terrible.
See, like Tate's right on top of me. It's just stressing me out.
Okay, a little heavy duck.
Yeah, not great. It's the shaft.
Let's head back over. So when we think about the first step of this, we think about the room, what we had to do to get ready of it. Obviously, the most important part of a simulator is probably the screen. Now, you've dabbled in plenty of golf areas, golf simulators, golf bays. Tell me about this screen.
It's the biggest one I've ever seen.
Wow.
So, you cut that part out. Well, I wanted the screen as big as possible. So I figured let's go wall to wall. And then we made the height, the corresponding height for a YouTube thumbnail. So this screen is the exact aspect ratio of a YouTube video.
Yeah.
So this is literally designed for YouTube. 16:9 is the normal aspect ratio. So this is bigger than that. We're at like 19 and change on the width.
Yeah.
And then a little taller than that, obviously, but the aspect ratio ends up 16:9. Now we've partnered with our friends at Clarity Golf. They do full custom build out simulator rooms. Now we wanted something more custom. We talked about over there, we did the Sim in a Box, which is great, I think, for an at-home setup.
Yeah.
But for a professional studio like this, we wanted something more custom. Just the size alone, I think the Sim in a Box is like 13:9.
Yeah.
So significantly smaller. This has like noise reduction, all right?
I'm with you.
And then it also doesn't have like memory wrinkles in it, okay? So we're not gonna have like impact wrinkles on this. This projector is much brighter lumens. How's it look on camera? This is the first time you've seen it with the lights. Is it less washed out than over there?
Less washed out.
Yeah, and we still can dial that in a little bit.
Yeah.
We're not fully done. This studio is not the exact way it's gonna look.
Yeah, we still have permanent light fixtures. We still have more sound barrier coming up. But right now we're at a point where it's fully functional. Talk to us about this room. What room are we in?
So this room, I used to personally use it.
Yeah.
This room is off-site. It is not in our showroom, and I'll leave it at that. This wall used to be right here, so we knew we had to make it bigger. So the most important thing for this to be a YouTube studio was gonna be straight size.
Yeah.
So obviously now, you know, I can be hanging out here while you're hitting. Plenty of leisure room. We're gonna be using this for our podcast as well.
We'd be at your leisure.
Yeah, we'll be at our leisure.
I love it.
Again, we don't have this dialed in comfort-wise exactly how we want it, but size was a big thing. And then Alex, our cameraman who's filming right now, has a ton of setup time and breakdown time in between videos. With this room now being a permanent YouTube studio, we will just have permanent camera gear set up here. So it should allow us to film a lot more content. Then the second step was we had to put the turf down. So we also partnered with SynLawn turf out of Colorado here. If you need any indoor, outdoor turf, these guys are like the absolute best at it. So they totally hooked us up, so compliments to them, and we will be giving them a ton of shout outs and be using them in the future for videos. Now they do regular turf, they do putting greens, they do residential turf, they do hitting mats. Now, again, this is not done, but this turf will be cut out and this hitting mat will be flush with this. So having a flush hitting mat will be nice as well.
I think too, with that, Trev, not to interrupt you, this going flush is gonna give Alex a ton of opportunity to hide all of this.
Yep, so that's all gonna go away.
You won't see any of this. This will all get tucked under here and then flush. So that way we can have a permanent camera, permanent boom mic right here. And I think that's one of the biggest things when you're in fittings, when you're playing around a golf, is getting balls back onto that lip. I know that sounds like first world problem, but like when you're on like your 130th shot and you're still trying to scoop balls back up to the hitting mat, it all being flush makes a big difference.
We decided to turf the entire room because I just wanted it to feel like you're out on a golf course almost. I just think it feels better.
Yeah.
And then this hitting mat is all turf, so it's a lot thicker. There's no rubber underneath it. Our hitting bays across the way, you know, have rubber bottoms. And this is a lot more punishing, we've noticed, on your fatties and your chunkers.
Yeah.
So I think it's a more realistic hitting mat.
Yeah.
It's a better hitting mat, but that SynLawn has.
Yeah. It's still a really tight lie. So it's not like it's easy to hit off of. It punishes you. It's not like it's fluffy either. So you get punished with fats, you get punished with skulls, which we dabble in both of those. So
and we're also dabbling with maybe putting in a rough strip
that would be cool
for when we're actually playing rounds. Another cool little thing is in the back corners, and both of them it has built-in speakers.
Yes.
So we'll pick up all the sound of whatever the computer's playing.
Yeah. So if you hear birds tweeting, the ball hitting the ground, all that's cool.
So let's show that. So this is a top of the line BenQ golf projector, like the highest lumens available in 4K. We just needed something as bright as possible because Alex's lights here are blinding.
And that's something else we haven't skimped on it because they're still expensive, but it's something that you don't think about that you need top of the line because they are expensive, but you can't pay all this money for an awesome screen and then have a projector that doesn't do it justice. So that was a huge bonus we did in this one.
We got a gaming computer inside this cabinet here. It's got to be powerful enough graphics wise for running a sim. And we have our touch screen. You know this is touch screen?
No, I didn't. But you just blew my mind right now. Did you know it was touchscreen?
No.
You just went to touch it? Alex,
no,
did you know
maybe
it was
subconsciously. Maybe subconsciously I did know it was touchscreen because
you swiped awfully organically.
I think Eric said he had to move my Michael Jordan poster for the touchscreen. Yeah, he did. So I forgot he told me that. It was inside my brain.
And we all. Wow. Wow. Wow.
I didn't know they made touchscreens. Should we do a bigger one?
Let's hit a few, show you what it's all about, let you hear a little bit of that sound, and then as we hit, we're gonna quiz the big dog over here about costs. Got a little 7-iron here. Trevor, before I hit my first one, let's talk turf and hitting mat. Let's start there.
So installed this room with the hitting bay or the hitting mat is about 9 grand installed, retail. Now, we got the hookup, you know, with our connections for this room, so we didn't pay retail, but if you wanted to put something like this in, it'd be about 9 grand retail for a room this size.
I just smoked that, dude.
You did. So turf is about 9-10 grand for about 500 square feet.
All right, so there's the base, the floor. Let's move on to the wall. Clarity Golf, we talked screen, the dampening strips, the overhead hanging, and the projector.
And computer.
And computer. That's one package, right? They provide that whole service.
Yep. That's
and
about,
install.
And install. That setup with the side impact foam, we're gonna go ahead. Oh, that's a straight hosel.
It sounded like my club broke.
We're gonna go ahead and do the rest. Man, it's comfortable over here. I'm stretching. We're gonna go ahead and do the rest of the room. But that setup retail, again.
Do the rest of the room.
We didn't cover that with the padding in the restroom. That was about 30 grand retail. So right now we're
Dude,
up
that's 2 in a row.
We're up to 40. 40,000.
40 G's.
Assuming you have 4 walls already built. That doesn't include the build out of the room itself. And that includes the projector.
That's the projector, which is very expensive. That includes everything, but not the most important part of a golf simulator.
GC Quad Max is the best indoor golf simulator, I think. We didn't go with TrackMan because of radar base, and I know they have TrackMan IO, but this is the best indoor setup you can get. We went with this over the Falcon because we're having trouble with the Falcon picking up club data. So it's not quite as clean because it's on the floor, and we're gonna hide those cables, of course. But this, with the software, we did the putting analysis add-on in here so we can get really detailed with our putting reviews going forward. That is 22,000 to retail. So now we're up to 62,000. With it furnished and all of our decorations in here, all the foam we're gonna do.
The rest of the foam, yeah, that's
the rest of the foam, once we have this place fully tricked out, not including camera equipment, this can be about retail, about a $75,000 room.
Are we doing the back wall too?
Mm-hmm. I forgot about my $14 Tiger Woods Etsy poster. Don't forget that.
Cannot forget about that.
Add that into
so that
the
way
cost.
we always have the goat in here with us.
Yeah, but so far I'm like absolutely in love, like a kid in a candy store. Just got those slingers. You know me. Oh yeah, that one felt good. I just love, well, I'm like, don't you love the gapping?
I love how far back I am.
Yeah.
It just feels comfortable.
Yep.
I don't feel stressed about taking a driver head to the forehead.
Yeah, you get 4 guys, like you could have a foursome in here very comfortably.
Oh yeah.
Definitely can feel it when that was a little heavy and it caught me a little more.
You hear it when it hits the ground?
Yeah, that's those speakers.
It's those buried speakers behind the screen. Sounds like it's hitting the ground, like the green.
There were a lot of guys asking you how your round went with that 0 putter.
You know what? I couldn't get on the green in time for it to make a big difference.
You were always scrambling?
I was scrambling all day. So I didn't really have any meaningful putts, which made it hard, but I didn't putt worse with it. Like, I was worried about distance control. That seemed fine. I did drain a few like 8 or 9 footers that were pretty straightforward. Should we test the sound here?
Yep, watch your eyes, Alex.
What do you give me 300 yards first shot?
I'll give you a 20, crisp $20 bill.
Oh, I sailed it right. It's not gonna do it.
Yeah, it is.
Was that lap? Oh.
Hold on a second.
111 club speed.
Okay. All
Yeah, that's fast for me. Yeah. Really sailed that one right. That's even faster for me.
There you go.
Am I just healing it?
I owe you $20.
Yeah, you do owe me $20.
Crap. I don't have cash though. I told you a crisp $20 bill, but it's gonna be Cash App.
Okay, now I just gotta do it.
It's not high enough, otherwise that's the one. Yeah, great swing.
158 ball speed. Nope, I tried to swing too hard. I'll do one more. This is the last one. no matter what.
John Daly, that one.
Healed it. Yeah, I got excited. I can't go back on my word.
One thing I think we're missing in this room for sure is a mini fridge.
Yeah, I don't want to go outside this room to get a Coke Zero.
No, I think we can't be dabbling in that.
There's our new sim room. Awesome videos are about to come.
Yeah. Let us know what you would do differently, what we're missing, what we need to do.
We're missing a little ramp that adjusts your lie. Like motorized.
Yeah, some TGL in here. So we came to the conclusion of our other studio, the bunker. That's the name of it. That's the name of it.
Yep.
What do we call this one? Let us know what we need to call this studio, because we can get another neon light made out for the entryway out there. We need to know what this studio, this room, this suite, this simulator, what is the name for it? Let us know in the comment section.
Neon light out there, because no one's over here.
Oh, for us. Alex can just Photoshop one up.